Welcome to the newest episode of Don't Come For Me podcast. It's been a while, but we back in it, season 2, and we are ready to bring you some wonderful, wonderful guests. And my first guest is a man that I've known for a few years. He is awesome as far as not just a person, but in the mortgage industry, in the real estate industry, as far as being an entrepreneur. And I want to highlight him and let people really know who is this man behind the sunglasses that everyone sees. Jesse, thank you for coming out. Thank you for being a part of what I'm doing right now, man. I think it's important. I really wanted you to be my first guest of season 2 because of everything that you represent. And I want to get right into it. Are you okay with that?
James, I appreciate being the first guest of your podcast. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about, everybody knows you as Lions Only. Let's talk about the brand, how it came about. I want the people to know what that represents and how you started that.
Yeah, so the Lions Only brand. So, I've had that company for a while, okay, right? But I never utilized it. I just kept it as just, down low on the down low. We didn't do anything, right?
Right.
And then I said, you know what? I'm a Leo.
Right.
Okay. I love the Leo lion concept. Okay. Right. Lions are risk takers.
Right. They are.
And in this industry, you got to take risks. The lion is not the biggest mammal, in Africa.
Right.
But guess what? They'll go after something 10 times bigger than them.
They are.
Right.
King of the jungle.
They'll take down an elephant, especially when they come together.
Right.
Right. And so I really thought that lion concept, right, the risk taking, you have to be a risk taker in this industry.
True.
So Lions Only came to life, even though it was already alive, but I just pumped it, gave it a little bit of a push.
Right.
And I put the real estate marketing solutions up top. So now it's Lions Only Real Estate Marketing Solutions.
Okay.
And I'll explain why I chose that.
Okay, please.
Because we're in real estate, right?
Right.
I'm a lender, right? So we covered that part. Real estate, marketing. What are we doing right now? We're marketing.
Absolutely.
Right? We're going to market ourselves. We're going to put this on YouTube. We're going to put it out there, and hopefully we can impact somebody's life.
Right.
Right? So there goes the marketing. Solutions. Because I believe a lender should have all the solutions for real estate agents when they bring them a buyer, or if they do an open house, we have to have the solutions.
Right.
Even though Lions Only is not a lender, it's a real estate marketing solutions company, right? So if there's something that we need, I'm going to connect you, right? It's a connection hub.
Got you.
Right? So it's going to connect you with the right person, whether it be an agent, whether it be another
escrow,
investor, title, whatever it is, to find a solution. If there is a problem, we're going to find a solution
to get the job done.
Absolutely. So that's where the real estate marketing solution comes.
Okay.
Along with the Lions Only risk-taking mindset. Let's go.
I love that because lions are the top of the apex in the jungle. And they run everything. And people know, like, the lions are somebody that you don't mess with, but like you just said, they get the job done as well.
Of course.
And I love that concept, and everybody knows you for that. So the other thing besides that I want to talk about is your health. You and I have had some candid conversations. You've talked about that, some other events I've heard. And I want you to tell the people, because in this business, and any entrepreneur, especially the real estate business, we get stressed out.
Right.
Realtors, they may have drink a little bit. They may go party. We don't eat well because we're always on the go and trying to close a deal. They may get some of that CBD or a little bit of something else. But overall, you took your health from being not so well to being really well. And I want you to tell the people in this industry and entrepreneurs alike how you did that and what shifted in your mind, body, and soul in order to become better and healthier.
Well, in this industry and in life, you have to have discipline.
Correct.
Right? And I truly believe in discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality.
Right.
Right? We can sit here all day and say, rah, 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 let's go, and be motivated. But you can't be motivated without discipline.
Correct.
Right? You have to be disciplined to be motivated. Right? So in my past, I used to, a while back, I would drink.
Okay.
We'd do other recreational things, right? And you know what? Those cause bad habits.
They do.
They create bad habits, and they cause you to do wrong to your body.
Right.
Right? You eat wrong, right? I'm gonna tell you something. I would open up a can of raviolis.
Oh, wow.
And at the time they taste delicious.
Right.
But guess what? They're bad for you.
Your body's gonna suffer
cholesterol.
Yeah.
You're gonna gain weight.
Exactly.
You drink beers. You do all this stuff, and you eat wrong when you do all that other stuff that's bad for your body, right? So one day I went to the doctor, and the doctor says, all right, Jesse, let's take some blood work. Okay. Right? No problem. Take blood work. It's all red. Every single category.
Nothing
is red.
Green?
Nothing green.
Oh, man, that's terrible.
Not even in my pocket at the time. You know? So I said, okay, and he tells me, look, you're going to kill yourself, right? So what I did is I went to the car.
Right.
I let it all out, right? And I said to myself, okay, I got to get myself together. And then COVID hit. Okay. Right? And they shut everything down. Right. The gyms, everything like that. So I'm sitting there at home, and I was working, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I could, you know, I'm going to sit here and have bad habits, and it's going to be even worse because now I'm not even getting up to walk around. Right. Right. So I bought some gym equipment, put it in my garage. I bought a treadmill, a standalone bike, a weight bench, weights, everything. Right. Right. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to go for it.
There you go.
I ain't got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Right. So I would go on a 5-mile bike ride. Right. And then as soon as I pull into my garage, park my bike and jump on a treadmill. Oh, wow. And run 1.25 miles. I did that every single day from the summer of 2021 because of all through COVID of 2020, I still didn't do anything. Right. Right. So summer of 2021, I started, and in the beginning it was kind of discouraging because I wasn't losing no weight. And I was like, man, I'm doing all this exercise, I'm not losing anything. That's
to cut you off. That's one thing we always want: instant gratification.
Instant gratification.
I just did 5 miles plus 1 mile. I should be slender. Or
like, what the hell's going on here?
We mess up our body all that time, and we want it overnight. It doesn't happen that way.
Right.
Please go carry on.
Of course. So then I have a buddy by the name of Charles Brown, and he's a fitness trainer. Been a fitness trainer for years, right? He said, just keep doing it. Don't worry. Right. You're going to see the inches lose first. Then the weight will come. Gotcha. I said, okay, cool. Sure enough, inches started coming. Right. And then the weight came. Well, long story short, once I went to my first doctor's appointment, because I was going every 3 months, he took my blood work, and some of those red categories were now green.
Love it.
So I said, okay, they're not all green, but I know now
you changed from
I'm
red
going
to
the
green.
right direction, right?
So you went from an F to a C minus, right?
Yeah, exactly. So from there on, I just kept going and going and going, and then by the time January 1st of 2022 came, I went from the summer of 2021 all the way to 2022, and I felt like, okay, now I'm going to hit the gym because I have enough knowledge now to hit the gym and not feel like a rookie. Right. So hit the gym, and I just went for it, and I haven't been in my garage ever since, to be honest with you. So I have a bunch of equipment. So if you're looking to buy a treadmill, reach out to me, DM me, and then we'll get you that treadmill.
But the one thing I like that you said about what you did once you went to the doctor, I think all of us need to take this concept. Sometimes like you said, we have to let it out. Right. So you let it out, whatever the emotions are, scream, cry, upset, angry, talk to yourself. And then you said, you know what? I got to get to work. And I think so often that we hear bad news or things happen to us and we just get somber, or we don't get anything, or we get dormant. Like, no, we got to figure out, okay, this is what's going on. How do I conquer this? How do I get better? And that's one thing that you did. Yeah. And that shows a lot to your testament and your mindset.
And here I am, 70 pounds lighter now.
Wonderful.
So I went from 270 to right now I'm 201. I just can't get that 1 pound, man. I'm still 69 pounds, you know, but that 1 pound is just like, it's just jabbing me and jabbing me, and it's making me so mad. So what I did is, like I said, since then, now since the gym, I wake up every single day at 5:30. Sometimes I go to the gym 7 days a week. But I'm there 6 days a week for sure. Right. And I'm down now 69 pounds. Right. I'll get that 1 pound.
It's coming
soon. But you know what? Now my blood work, all green.
All green. I love it.
No longer type 2 diabetes. Good. That's gone.
Good.
No longer high cholesterol. That's gone. Right. No more fatty liver. That's gone. And no more raviolis.
There you go, out the can.
Yo, man. You know what I did? What I did is I tried eating some ravioli just to kind of test it. And I opened up that can, I put it in the saucepan. I warmed it up. I took the first bite.
They didn't taste the same.
What the hell?
Yeah, like what was I thinking?
All that away,
yeah, like what was I thinking?
Doing that no more.
Yeah, once you condition your body to be healthy from the food you used to eat, you're saying, what the? I don't even want this. You can tell that it's not real or it's not good for you. It makes a difference.
We kick Chef Boyardee out the building.
There you go. You start cooking yourself. So let me go to the next question for you. I want to know, and I want the people to know, how did you get into mortgage loan? How did you start, and then how did you end up here where you are, which being one of the top mortgage lenders in our industry?
So that's a good story, actually, because back in '94, right, Best Buy was new to the West Coast. Right. There were only seven stores in the in California.
Oh wow, okay.
And me and my boy Rafael, who's a very good friend of mine,
right.
We were working for we got hired at Best Buy, and we brought Best Buy to California. So we put up all those stores.
Oh wow.
Right? And so after a while, we decided let's get out there and let's see what we can do, right? So we got recruited to Circuit City.
Okay.
You remember Circuit City, right?
Circuit City, Radio Shack, all back in the day.
Everything was old. The whole concept was old there.
Right.
So one day they put us in Newport Fashion Island.
Nice. It's
and
nice out there too. Oh yeah,
nice,
it's beautiful
right?
out there.
You're seeing
and
Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Rolls Royces, yeah. So we're out there, and this young girl came in. She must have been about maybe at the time, I want to say about 23.
Oh wow.
Right? And she came in, she goes, I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that, and I'll take that. And nobody does that in that industry unless it's a stolen credit card.
Right.
So I said in my mind, at the time, my whole staff was out to lunch, so I had to cover the floor, right? And I was a general manager in training.
Okay.
Right? So, I don't usually cover the floor, but let me do it, right? And so she comes in, she orders like that, and I said to myself, watch, this card's not gonna go through. And sure enough, I swiped the card, declined.
Really?
So I said, I knew it, right? So she goes, she was on the call. She goes, I'll be back. I have a conference call. I'll be back in 15 minutes. I said, you ain't coming back, right? 15 minutes later, she comes back.
Wow.
Right? She goes, try it now. I lifted the limit for the day. I lifted that limit, and so when she swiped the card, it went through, and I said, hey, by the way, what do you do? Because her bill came up to 8 G's.
Oh wow.
Right? Of just all kinds of stuff. 3 TVs, everything, right? The best of everything. So I said, what do you do? She goes, you're in the wrong business. She goes, you need to be doing mortgages, right? And she goes, I work for Countrywide. And
wow.
We know where that's going. We know where that's
part
going.
Of the inflow, but go ahead. Yeah, carry on.
So I was like, yeah. I said, I don't know nothing about mortgages, but it's a pleasure to meet you, right? She gave me her business card. I put it in my wallet, right? And then if everybody remembers, Black Friday back in the day, people were getting trampled.
Oh yeah, it used to be cracking.
Trampled.
Like they had some real good deals back then.
So on my last day after Thanksgiving at Circuit City, I got there at 3 a.m. I did not leave till midnight the next day.
Damn.
And I only got paid $8 because I was salary.
Oh wow.
So I said, you know what? I'm done, right? So I called her 2 days later. Hey, her name was Tammy. Hey, Tammy. She goes, hey, what's up, Jesse?
So she knew who you were.
She knew who I was.
Okay.
So I said, okay. I said, good, and so she goes, you want a job? And I said, well, I'm calling because I'm kind of interested in what you have to say, right? She goes, you're hired.
What?
I said, I'm hired? I don't know nothing about the mortgage. Don't worry, we're going to send you to 2 weeks training, and then we'll put you in the office. All right, and at that level, we want an offer letter. We want to know what we're making, right? So I said, where's my offer letter? She goes, you need an offer letter? Right? Because in our industry, man, we're blue collar. Now that I know, now that I'm in it, you ain't getting no offer letter. You want it or not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You want to do this or you want to go on somewhere?
Right. So she hired me. Long story short, she threw me and I recruited my boy Rafael.
Okay.
So they threw us in this, DoubleTree Hotel in Montebello, rose me to train for 2 weeks. Didn't know what I was doing, right? And then after the 2 weeks training was over, she threw me in an office, and my first month I made 15 G's.
Wow.
15 G's my first month. So I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
And what was the most that you made at Best Buy total for a year?
For the year, I think at that time, I was like manager. Probably 50,000.
Damn.
At that time, but that was a long time ago. That's over 25 years ago.
But so now you made almost a quarter of that in 1 day. I mean, 1 month, in 1 month.
And I said to myself, okay, I could do this.
Right.
I could do this, right? And then here we are.
Okay.
And we all know what happened with Countrywide.
Right. Yeah, they imploded, started the market shift and everything.
And then, years later, look, I was a single father at the time, right? And raising my son. He was 2 years old, right? And, when I was at Best Buy, the hours were different. Circuit City was different. I was driving all the way to Rancho Santa Margarita, Newport Fashion Island. And so, my schedule was tough. Sometimes I get out at midnight, right? And so what she did for me is she opened up the doors. Because you hear me a lot say, one handshake can open up doors to opportunity.
Can. Yes.
And that was that handshake that opened up that door to opportunities. And years, when the market crashed, for years I could not find her until about 5 years ago I found her.
Okay.
20 years later.
Is she still in the business? How's she doing?
Well, let me tell you.
Okay.
So she now is the regional vice president of Burberry.
Oh wow, the clothing brand.
Yeah, the clothing brand. So she does a lot of events and all that stuff, but she made it. And that's because if you're not aggressive and and you're not able to figure things out and try to elevate yourself, you're going to be in the same position. And look at her now.
Damn.
Regional Vice President of Burberry.
That's good.
And I called her, said, I found her on LinkedIn, right? And I told her, you have no idea what you did to my life.
Right.
You changed my life. You allowed me to have more time to raise my son, right? Because I was a single father, right? I didn't remarry and do nothing. I just stood solo.
Right.
And so she changed my life. And she goes, I did? And I go, you have no idea. I said, what I've been through, like, you changed my life. And she goes, I really appreciate you telling me that. I said, look, if you ever need me to stand up and talk about you and how you impact people's lives, I'm there. Yeah. So anyways, we keep contact, and that's the story. That's how I got into this industry.
You've been doing it ever since.
Wow. No side jobs, no part-time jobs, just straight hustling.
All mortgage.
That's it.
Got you. So now we're in the mortgages really quickly. The market is shifting.
Right.
People are hearing the news from the Iran war to oil to gas to the economy. What would you say to a first-time buyer or someone who's looking to purchase and maybe even move up from where they were? What would you say? I mean, obviously we don't have a crystal ball. We can't make any predictions, but what's your thought as a lender to tell the consumer who wants to buy a house or who's on the fence?
I would tell them if they can afford the payment, then buy the house.
Got it.
Right? Because a lot of people say that saying, you're not here to marry the rate or whatever that saying is. Right. You know what I mean? I never talk rates. I talk value. And right now, we all know when the rates go down, houses go up.
Correct.
And vice versa. Right? And right now the rates are still, they're all right. They're not too bad, right? But the houses are still at a good price.
Got it.
So if they can afford that payment, I would tell them, take the house, because all you need is 7 payments.
Right.
7 payments to get rid of that rate.
Gotcha.
And people like to refinance every 3 to 5 years.
They do.
So is this going to be your forever home? Possibly not.
Right.
Is it going to be your forever rate? No.
Right.
Right? But can you afford this payment? Yes. Take the house.
Got you.
And run with it.
Okay.
Don't worry about the war, and man, if we worried about everything that was going on,
we wouldn't even leave the house.
We wouldn't even leave
We'd
the house.
Stressed out. Yeah, exactly.
You'd be seeing me with hives everywhere.
Right. With a straitjacket on, walking through.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's my answer to them.
Okay.
And if I keep that mindset, I'm never going to look in the rearview mirror.
Got you.
Ever. Just forward.
Okay. That's good. And then do you offer programs? Because a lot of people, while we're still on the mortgages, a lot of people ask about down payment assistance, nurse program, grants, doctor, law enforcement. Do you offer those programs as well?
All those programs.
Okay.
So my responsibility, my job as the CEO, founder of Lions Only, is to connect people with the right programs, with the right people.
Good.
So yes, if you're a safety worker, healthcare worker, police officer, all that, there are programs out there that you don't even have to pay back that money.
Wonderful.
Right? But there's also a creative way of getting down payment through creative financing. So that's something that I pitch all the time.
Okay.
Creative financing, you can get closing costs through creative financing. If you want to know about that, all you got to do is DM me and I'll explain everything.
Okay, good. You heard it here first. So
yes.
Make sure we contact him when you watch
go.
This part of the video. Now let's move on. I want to talk about your schedule.
Yeah.
I sometimes reference you, even though it's Lions Only, as Batman, because you'll show up places all the time throughout the day. I can watch your story on Instagram or on TikTok, and I see you've gone from Orange County to the IE to LA and back. What advice would you give to an entrepreneur, people in the real estate industry, in any industry, as far as keeping your schedule and how you maintain that,
right,
in addition to your health, relationships, your son, and everything else? How do you put all that into one?
Well, it all starts the moment I wake up at 5 a.m, right? 5 a.m, I got to get my health on, because health is wealth and your health is your biggest asset.
Correct.
So we definitely got to wake up with a prayer, right? We definitely got to get in the gym in the morning before your day starts. And my boy Tony Serrano, you met him?
Yeah, Big Tone.
Yeah, Tony Serrano, not to be confused with Tony Soprano. He says what the other day when we were at the event? If you win the morning, you win the day.
That's true.
And that's true input right there. If you win the morning. So I want to win the morning by praying in the morning, right? Then I work on my health, and then I hit the day, nice, right? And so what I do is I just get out there, and that saying, if it's not me, it's the next man. Yes, I want to be that next man.
Gotcha.
Because if you're not going to conquer it, I'm going to do my best to try to conquer it, right? So I'm going to get out there, James.
Okay.
I focus on business and my health, and I just put my blinders on. I just go for it, man. I schedule my day, right? Like this whole week was already scheduled.
Okay.
Right. And I run the business like that. So I work ahead of the quarter.
Gotcha.
So right now, what quarter are we in right now?
Second quarter, yes.
Right, second quarter. My second quarter is pretty much almost done.
Got it.
Right, and we still got one more month left.
Yeah.
Right. So now, if I can work on the third quarter, I'm always going to be a quarter ahead. If I can work on next week, I'm always going to be a week ahead. So I just got to put it together and just be as organized as possible.
Do you use an old school book? Do you use your phone? What do you use to help you keep that schedule? Are you just have it in your mind and and then do you write things down often?
I do write things down here and there, only when I'm at my desk. If I just want to write something down real quick. I use my calendar on my phone. I use my CRM. I have 2 CRMs.
Okay.
Right.
Do you mind sharing the CRMs that you use?
Yes, I have Trail and I have EasyFi.
And you like both of those?
I like both of them because they work different, right?
Okay.
Trail is the one where I can put all my stuff in there. EasyFi is what I use to market my clients. Right? So like this weekend, we have an open house in Rancho Cucamonga.
Okay.
Right? So what I did is I sent out 2,500 text messages to those people to come out. Okay. And I attached the flyer with it.
Gotcha.
Right? So that helps me because I'm not going to go door knocking.
Right.
You know, door knocking in the summer, it's not fun. Right?
No.
So I could digital door knock through EasyFi. Right?
And touch a lot more people.
Absolutely. Right. And it has ringless voicemail as well. So what I do is I get that flyer, throw it in EasyFi, message out. I have 4 phone numbers in EasyFi. I message out 500 people per phone number.
Okay.
So that's 2,000, right? And then I do a reminder as well. So the day of the open house, they're getting a reminder an hour before. Letting them know today we're having an open house.
And you do that with your realtor partners?
Yes, I do. I do that with my realtor partners. So if I'm doing an open house for you, because I think a lender should bring more than just I got the best rates.
Right.
I never pitch rates because I know there's people out there with lower rates. I bring value.
Gotcha.
And as a real estate agent, this is the value I'm going to bring. You see my open houses.
Yeah, open houses.
I'm going to blast your open
Fantastic.
house. I'm going to blast your open house on EasyFi with my CRM, right? And I'm going to bring all the water, all the stuff, and I'm going to do this.
Right.
And I'm going to edit it, and we're going to put it on social media.
One of the things I like about your open house, the first time I saw one, I've never seen a lender or really even a real estate agent put a canopy up, put flags up, had a table. It felt like you were at a farmer's market or at an event because that's how you did it. And you made it an event. And I would think that any realtor partner of yours would be happy and their homeowner would be happy because the attention that you bring to the house. So not only are you bringing value to your realtor, the realtor might not even know you're bringing value to their client as well. So you helping both of them.
I want to stop traffic.
Right.
It's your job. For me, what I think as a lender, it's your job to try to find that buyer.
Right.
Right. And if somebody's passing by, it's almost like when you see a yard sale, right?
Right.
How many times you go like, oh man, what do they got over there? What do they got over there?
Right. Exactly.
I want exactly that for an open house. I want people to stop.
Right.
And I'm going to stand in front of the table. I'm going to have them sign in, and I'm going to direct traffic as they enter. That's what I do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good. So I want to go into the next part of my questions is entrepreneurship and connections. One thing that I really respect, and you've helped me tremendously, and that's why I wanted to get you on and put you out there and give that love back to people and people to really know who you are besides seeing you. You have a lot of connections. I mean, when I say a lot of connections, you from lender partners to realtors to people who are in other industries as well.
Right.
One, how did you solidify that? And then in this industry and just life in general, people aren't always stand up. They're not always a solid person, 10 toes down. Yeah. You are 100% of all those things. How do you keep that integrity and still keep those connections and put them all together? You got
to just be transparent for the most part, right? And if you follow my journey with my boy Ralph, right? If you go all the way back, I wear my sunglasses inside, outside, through interviews, all that time, all that stuff, right? When we were together, we hit so many events. We hit every event, just like I do now. But with him, it was like double, right? And so we walked in and we said, man, we need to do something that stands out, right? And he says, yeah. And I said, why don't we put on glasses? And Ralph's like, well, that's going to be kind of stupid. And I said, but it's going to attract, right? And so we did that everywhere we went. We put our glasses on, whether it was nighttime, daytime, inside or outside, right? And so we hit a lot of events, right? And we put those glasses on, and what we did is we ordered 3,000 pairs of glasses from China. Wow. Because every time we did an event, we wanted to pass them out because when you take pictures with us, put some glasses on, right? That's your brand. Yes, absolutely. So with that said, when we hit all those events, we were looking for deals. That's what we were looking for.
Right. Business.
Right. And so when Ralph passed away, I thought about it, and occasionally I hear him, right? And I said to myself, there's no way that we met that many people. And, what do we do with those connections, right? So now I changed the whole mindset. Now I was like, now every time I go out and I shake those hands, I want to leverage those handshakes. I want to see who you are and what you have. What value do you have? Let me tell you what I could bring to you in value, right? And then now it's your turn. Let me see what you bring in value, right? And I'll be honest with you, there's people that I see that are good for a handshake. Hey, what's up, man? And then there's people that it's like, okay, he's the one that I need to keep right here in my circle,
right?
Because your network is your net worth.
True indeed.
Right? And who you surround yourself with matters.
That's true.
So your circle, we don't want to have a big entourage like some of these rappers that walk into the room. They got 100 people.
And realtors. Some of these realtors
and
be on
realtors
some different,
too.
Lenders, people in the industry. You walk like, damn, you need all these people with you? But yeah, I understand.
I keep a tight circle.
True.
So what I do is I know the who's who's. James, I mean, you're part of my circle. You're an important asset to my circle with what you do. When it comes to title, escrow, even agents, and man, even other lenders.
Right.
Remember, collaboration, competition starts at the bottom and the ones on top are collaborating.
Correct.
So I can't sit there and say, you're a lender, I can't talk to you.
Right.
If you're a lender, I want to know what you have.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's how I leverage all my relationships and I keep them in order. Again, some are good for a handshake.
Right.
What up? Some are good like, this is who I do business with, right? And it's only business, right? And so that's how I separate it, by knowing the who's who. Like if you do credit repair, you do title, you do escrow, right? It's just like a real estate company, right? You have your escrow, you have your title.
Right.
If I need somebody that does life insurance, for my clients, I know the who's who.
Gotcha.
So I just keep them in order and I try to utilize them as best as I can.
You departmentalize each person that you run into.
100%.
Exactly. Yeah, that makes a difference. And that's how you stay connected and continue to build the brand.
So now when I go to events, I want to know who you are.
Right.
I don't just want to shake your hand and say, you got a deal. No. We're past that now. Right. Now I want to know who you are, what you do, and what value can you bring, and then I'll explain to you what value I can bring to you.
Gotcha.
Right.
In hopes that you all can connect.
Yes.
Okay. Good deal. Well, I'm gonna end that. I'm gonna segue from that question into my last question.
Sure.
And you brought up Raphael.
Yes.
You brought up the sunglasses. I brought my Bliss sunglasses right here. I wasn't gonna wear them while I did the interview, but I wanted to make sure I had
breaking the rules.
And I had to represent. I did have to represent, but I wanted. I had a chance to meet you and Raphael a couple years ago.
Yes.
We had an event over at Legacy First Escrow.
Yes.
And he ended up speaking. And I know when I first saw him, I'm like, damn, this dude just busted out speaking.
Yeah.
But what he said was so impactful. He was talking about him having cancer and him still living life. And I mean, at the time, you couldn't even tell you had cancer. He's full of life. He looked really good and healthy. And he was out there and he was saying, look, I know this is happening, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep living my life. And I want you to speak a little bit on that, because I think that's a testament to not only his mindset, but how he lived, what he did, how he represented, a good friend of yours, and how you carry, you are carrying that legacy on with the sunglasses and what you both did.
Of course. So Rafael Heredia is his name, right? And he's been my friend for 27 years.
Wow.
And how I met him was at Best Buy. I was there first, and he walked in, and he was this little guy. He's younger than me, of course. And he walked in, and it's so funny because I was like, "Who's this guy right here?" He thinks he's all
right.
His shit doesn't stink, right? And so, anyways, we became friends, and we lost contact for some time, short time, and then we connected again, and we started rolling again, right? And he was a big part of my life. When you saw me, you saw him,
correct?
And when you saw him, you saw me. Right. We're like one of the same, right? And we hit so many events, but when it was time to let us know about his cancer, I kind of knew something was going on because he passed away from stomach cancer.
Okay.
And that's a very aggressive cancer.
Okay.
Right? And he knew that he wasn't going to make it, right? And he did not flinch. He didn't flinch, even though he had a son and a wife. He didn't flinch. He knew his time was coming, and he even denied treatment.
Oh wow!
He just decided, I'm just going to ride off into the sunset. I'm going to a better place.
Right.
And but during the time of him being here, he was spreading the word about his cancer and just his faith and it impacted a lot of people. There's a video on his page. If you guys go to his Facebook page, because it's still running, his Facebook page. It's something that's in the point of the video is I'm gonna win regardless. Right. Because if I can open your mind to take care of yourself and eat right and be healthy, then maybe it'll prevent you from
going through what I went
going through what he went through. And so that's one win. And the other win, if he can spread the message and deepen his faith, he's going to heaven.
Got you.
So that's why he said, either way I win. And if you see that video, it's a tearjerker, especially if you know him, because when he was here, his last days on earth was spreading the word, going to church. And you know what? I think sometimes what happens is, some of us believe, but we don't start to believe until we're actually in the trenches.
Until something happens to us.
Correct.
Like we know about it, but we don't get that real faith.
And his faith was there. His faith was there, but it deepened when he became sick. And that's it. He just spread the word, and we did a charity event. We raised money, and we had donations, and auctions and everything like that. And I miss him dearly, and I have to keep that vision alive. And you know what? It was to the point where right after he passed away, about 60 days later, I thought about everything that we've been through and everybody that we met, and how can I leverage those relationships? And here we are, Lions Only. Lions Only.
I love that.
Let's go.
When you went through we talked about a little bit earlier, when you had to lose some weight and the doctor said everything came back red, did you have him in mind when you were working out and you were wanting to get more healthy?
Well, he wasn't sick yet.
Oh, he was not?
No, he wasn't sick yet. So I got on that path, but then once he started seeing me at our old office. We had a gym in there at our old office. So, I got some videos of him working out. He was like, I'm just going to go for it, right? I'm going to go for it. I think he already knew that he was sick, but he, what does he got to lose? Let me just try to get into shape right now, right? Maybe it'll work, And then maybe about 30 to 45 days later is when he told me, hey, bro, there's something wrong with me.
Gotcha.
And I knew it was because if you saw him, he was a big dude, tall dude, right? A little heavy, but his stomach was just like, it became really inflamed. And I said to myself, that's not my boy. Like, I know Ralph. I know we break bread every day. And that's when I knew there was something wrong with him. You know what I mean? And then he told me, and I was just like, man, it threw me, man. It threw me.
I'm sure it does. It happens.
Yeah.
It definitely happens. So let's bring this all full circle as we wrap this up, man.
Yeah.
I wanted you to give to the people, new real estate agents, new entrepreneurs, new mortgage lenders, people who are coming into business who have seen you or who don't know you. What advice could you give them in this day and time of not only marketing, because you're great at marketing, but as far as business overall, and who, like you said, you were at Best Buy and running things as a single father. How can they take themselves to where they are now to the next level? What kind of advice would you give the people?
Surround yourself with the right people, and don't listen to any negativity. If they're negative, kick them out of your circle. Right? In this industry, if like we were talking about instant gratification, we want instant gratification, and sometimes when we don't get it, we get discouraged. Your circle should never just be, here's the deal. Your circle should be, hey, you're having a bad day at the office. Let me lift you up here. This is what you need to do, right? Put your head down and work, and surround yourself with the right people. Get out there, build relationships, right, with the right people, and don't worry if they're another agent, because again, competition's at the bottom and the ones on top are collaborating. Stay hungry, right? You got to create your market in this market. Right? Because if you don't, the market will grab you by the throat.
That's right.
And it'll throw you to the ground, and it'll keep moving. Right? Real estate will never go away. Right? It'll continue 20 years from now. When James and I are not here, real estate will still be here. And before we were here, it was still here.
That's right.
So you either find your market in this market, or yes, you're going to be working somewhere else. Utilize your relationships. If you have a title person, talk to them, see how they can make your business better. If you have an escrow person, talk to them, see how they can make your job better. And in all due reality, you do that for them. Right? Because if you do that for them, it's going to come back many times,
That's
right?
Look out for each other.
Right, and every time keep a smile on your face. If you're on social media, right, because I'm on social media, don't be private. Keep your social media professional,
right,
but you got to be open. Post everything. Before we did this, I already posted a video already. It's already on social media, right? I want everybody to know. And remember, when you're posting on social media, the right caption will trigger the algorithm. You can't just type in there what you want, and you have to say the keywords that people use on Google search.
There you go.
Right? And so if you're that person, utilize social media and your relationships, stay hungry, keep smiling, and stay positive, and don't have commission breath. Because they're going to know when you're desperate.
Now let's talk about, before we end, talk about that really quickly, man, because you had an event, what was it, Tony, Alfred, and then Jesse Hernandez, correct.
Yeah.
And one of the, I think it was Alfred who talked about commission breath and how that can ruin your deal because you're trying so hard to get a commission. And here's the reality. We all have bills to pay. Correct. We all have things that we need to do. But a potential client can sense that. Talk about that a little bit before we go and how someone should balance that out to where they don't have commission breath.
Well, again, it's the value you bring. If you have no value and you're just desperate, they're going to know that.
True.
Right? They're going to know that. When you're speaking, speak with confidence and conviction. Yeah. Listen, sometimes you may lose a deal, right? Sometimes you may lose a conversation.
Right.
But that should never discourage you. It's like a boxer. You always have to train in the gym. And then when that boxer trains, he gets in the ring and fights a real person. Gotcha. You can role play and you can practice your scripts and you can do all that, but you have to get in front of people.
True.
And the money's in the follow-up. If you're not following up, you're not gonna win. So if you have this plan of attack, you're training, scripts and role play, get in front of people. The more you get in front of people, the more confident you're going to be. The less people you get in front of is when the commission breath comes in, because now you're desperate.
Correct.
Because you have nothing else on the table.
Yes.
Right? You're fumbling on your words. You sound robotic. Right? You start like asking, well, why don't you want to go with me?
Right.
You know what I mean?
What's the problem?
Exactly. Right. So that's where the commission breath comes in. Lack of confidence, lack of training, lack of getting in front of the people. You don't know how to overcome objections. Right? You're winging it. So that causes nervousness in your voice, and now you're pretty much locking the doors and not letting them leave the,
But you're going to sign this contract.
Absolutely. But guess what? If you're good, you're going to know, I'm going to not only get this one, I'm going to go on to the next one, I'm going to get the next one. Right. But if I don't get this one, I will get the next one.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And so that's the commission breath part, is not getting in front of people and just being desperate. Don't be desperate. Train hard and you'll get things.
Yeah, and know your craft. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
That's what it's about. Well, Jess, man, thank you very much, brother.
Big James.
I appreciate your time as always,
Big game,
man.
James.
And this episode will be coming out next week.
Yes.
Look out for it. Make sure we'll have Jesse's handles, his number, his TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything he has. You'll be able to contact him, ask him questions, get some information about his loan programs, connect with him. He is a wonderful person and stand-up guy, and I want to highlight that to the community, not only in real estate, but abroad. And I want you to contact him. Lines only. You know
Lines only. And I just want to give a last word. If you're an agent, you need help, DM me. I'm the Mortgage Line 824 across all platforms. I want to give a couple of shout outs
please do.
to this man, Mr. Big Game James is what I call him. Every single time he calls. Big Game James, what's up? All the time. This guy right here, I met him and he's been a stand-up guy since the moment I shook his hand. So want to give a special shout out to James. Thank you for having me here.
For coming.
My boy Alfred Galvan, the real estate GOAT. Tony Serrano. Last but not least, the king of commercial, Jesse Hernandez. Those are my circle. Those are my guys right there. And I just want to give a special shout out to them as well. And with that said, lines only, baby.
See you next time.
Let's go.